Good evening, all my gnarly ones, and welcome! It is the Truck Series season finale tonight, race number 18 of 18 on this season, and tonight we determine our inaugural first ever NARL Truck Series champion at Las Vegas. Joining me in the booth tonight, I've got Big Jim. Jim, how are you excited to start off our championship week here with the Truck Series?
Man, I've been looking forward to this all season long. We've seen so much speed out of these top four, and tonight we're going to see who has the most speed to win a championship.
Yeah, a champion will be determined tonight. We've got four contenders still left in this playoff field. We have Jaw 2131, we have got K Keenitz 22, we have got Moffitt, and we also have Marksman Jr. 7123. Those will be the four drivers vying for the first ever NARL Truck Series championship this evening. So, I know we've started a little bit early, and you may ask why. Well, we're going to change things up tonight, and we're going to try to get a little bit of some pre-race interviews in here from our Championship 4, see how many join the party, and go from there, see what kind of trucks they got for tonight. So, Jim, I guess let's go ahead and invite Keenitz first, since he's got work to do here setting up the lobby in a few minutes. So we'll try to get him in here first and see how he's doing, how he's faring for tonight. But as we wait for Keenitz to get in here, we've got a 134 laps around this mile-and-a-half track tonight. It is going to be a 100% race, a normal wear. A little bit different from all the other races we've had this season. So we're ramping it up just a little bit for our championship night as we await Keenitz to join the booth. As he is joining the booth just now, K Keenitz, welcome to the booth for a little pre-race interview. We just want to see what kind of truck you got for tonight and what you're expecting out of this race.
I'm happy to be here in the booth, as you just called it. Love to hear it.
Yes.
We'll see. As long as I can stay away from my good friend, the turn 4 wall.
I was just fixing to ask. I saw you. I saw you found yourself reacquainted with that turn 4 wall in warm-up. So. Any kind of adjustments you're going to make to your truck tonight to keep it out of that thing?
I'm going to adjust my brain, first and foremost, to actually focus for a whole race for once. But, no, the adjustments that Lewis and I found, we were practicing a little bit, and I think I got something pretty quick. So.
Well, I don't want to knock you too much, but you're the only of the four championship drivers to not have a win this season. So, I mean, that kind of puts you in the underdog role. What kind of expectation? Obviously, you want to win the championship, but any realistic expectations here tonight on finishing position or maybe even win the thing?
I'm winning the race.
All right. Well, there you have it. There you have it.
There we go.
Not a joke. I'm winning the race.
Well, we just wanted to get a few words with you real quick, so thank you for joining the booth, and good luck tonight. We will see you here in about 10 minutes once the race starts, so good luck.
Thank you, sirs. Thank you.
All right, Big Jim, if you want to, let's go ahead and get Moffitt in here.
All right. Invite sent out. Moffitt coming off that win last time out at New Hampshire. Out of craziness out of the finish of that one.
But definitely. Moffitt riding a huge wave of momentum, picked up his first ever North American E-Racing League victory at New Hampshire last week by 9 1/1000ths of a second, the closest finish in NARL history. As he has now joined us, Moffitt. How you doing tonight heading into the championship race at Vegas?
Pretty good, guys.
I know you're fresh off that win last week, so what kind of truck you got for us tonight, and do you expect to, even though you got that win, you're still sort of an underdog, so you expect to pull out the dub here tonight or bring home the title?
Definitely looking forward. That'd be great if that happens. Definitely got a good 98 Thor Sports Ford. So put in a lot of work this week with TJR, so we'll see how it goes.
Definitely. I'm sure you got all the practice in and tips from your TJR teammates. So, Jim, you got any questions for Moffitt here tonight before we let him get on back to his team chat?
Not really, man. Just good luck. Put on a show.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, Moffitt, good luck, and we wish you the best in tonight's race.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, as we'll go ahead and let's get Marksman in here next.
All right.
Marksman,
a
this
guy
season.
who does have a win. He
Yep.
does have a win on the season, but it was at the very beginning. It was at Phoenix, so he'll be a little thirsty for one tonight.
Yep, Marksman this season has 15 starts out of the 17 races run thus far, with 1 win, 9 top 5s, and 12 top 8s. Also has 2 stage wins and 18 stage top 5s. His win earlier this season at Phoenix Raceway was his first in the North American E-Racing League. And he parlayed that into a championship 4
Hello there.
showing tonight, as we are now joined by Marksman. Marksman, just real quick before we let you get ready for this race, wanted to know what you got for us tonight. What kind of truck you bring into Vegas?
Feels like a fast truck, especially on the long runs. Hoping we get quite a bit of those tonight. So I feel really confident about it on the long runs. And other than that, just going to keep it clean, keep it consistent, and focus on hitting my marks.
Yeah, with this race being a 100% race versus a 50% race, does that change your mindset any?
Not really. I'm just going to go out like I do every other race and just go for it.
All right.
Tonight.
Well, it's 8:43, so we're going to get started for qualifying here in just a few minutes. So we just wanted to wish you the best of luck and see what you're bringing to the table for us tonight. We wish you the best of luck in tonight's race, and congratulations on making it the championship race.
All right, thank you. Hopefully put on a good show for you all tonight.
All right, thank you, sir. As Jim, we got one driver remaining, and that's Jaw.
He's already invited. We're going really fast here, guys. We're sorry. We got to qualify right around the corner.
We got qualifying here in a few minutes. We started the stream with about 10 minutes to spare, so going through these interviews real fast. Save the heavy favorite for last. Jaw is now joining the party. Jaw 2131, you, sir, have led the standings most all season. You are the favorite, or one of the favorites, coming into tonight's race via your 6 wins on the season, 12 top 5s, 13 top 10s, 15 stage wins, 18 stage top 5s, and 9 poles. So with those gaudy statistics, anything less than the championship tonight going to be considered a failure for you?
I really want to win the championship. I don't think anything such as not winning the championship is acceptable. So, yeah, I'll try to win it.
All right. Real quick before qualifying starts, what kind of truck do you have for tonight's race?
I'm expecting a pretty fast truck, you know. Got that Mike Snyder car, a truck.
Indeed. Any specific lane you think you're going to run? The high lane versus the low lane? Which one do you think is going to be the dominant and fastest lane preferred tonight?
Probably the high lane.
All right. Well, there you got it. You're one of your favorites coming into tonight, Jaw. Good luck tonight, and we'll see you at the end.
Thank you.
All right, Jim, you have heard from the 4 championship contenders now pre-race. Who's your pick going into this thing?
I think it's hard to bet against Jaw. I feel like he really does have a fast piece for tonight's race, as he has all season. But, honestly, the top 4 we have, I would venture to say that they have been the top 4 all season long. And, any of them could give him a shot for the lead or a shot for the championship tonight. So, really, I don't have anybody I can guess. It's kind of just a toss-up.
Yeah, my brain says Jaw, and I know he's probably the heavy favorite coming into this race, but we put a poll in our Discord today, and Jaw only won by 1 vote in that Discord vote on who the drivers thought were going to win the championship, with Moffitt coming in a close second. So that's interesting there that I saw, and Marksman ended up being the underdog in that poll. So I think these trucks are going to be pretty equal here tonight. We'll see how this plays out as we are joined in the booth by our 3rd broadcaster here tonight, Swamp Fox. How you doing?
Hey, boys. How you doing tonight?
Not too bad. We're excited getting ready for this race. Championship night here in the North American E-Racing League's Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series at Las Vegas. So, Swamp, I know you're missed out on the pre-race interviews, but anybody you got your eye on here tonight? Which one of these guys is going to bring home the title?
I did. Man, it's so hard to pick, really. I'm with you as saying my brain wants to say Jaw, but kind of in my gut, I got a feeling that something crazy is going to happen tonight, and it might not be Jaw.
We have seen some crazy things happen in this Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series as we kind of look back at this season, and it's been we've had some ups and downs, some learning experiences here in the North American E-Racing League Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series this season, with it being the first season. But Deadshot Claps, your first ever winner in the Truck Series, so that was that was kind of a surprise to a lot of us, bringing home the first race at Daytona.
And remember Trove 24? He won the pole for that race, didn't he?
Yep.
And then he unfortunately left the league for other reasons.
Yep. Also this season, we saw Marksman take home the victory at Phoenix in an overtime restart, 3 and 4 wide move. So there was a little action there. We saw Jaw win 6 of the 17 races so far and clinch the regular season championship. We saw Swamp Fox almost come close to Eldora victory, but got a bump and run in the last lap. A couple other things we saw. Heck, we saw Moffitt just last week in the closest finished ever. So what do you take away from this the first season of the Truck Series here in the NARL, Swamp?
Too expected. Honestly, it's just the whole season's been really just wild.
Definitely.
In this series, if you think about it.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
As evidenced by the race, the playoff cutoff race here at Chicagoland, the regular season finale. Lieutenant Dangles on an overtime restart went from being out of the playoffs by 12 points to clinching a final spot on the last lap. So anything, literally anything we've seen can happen here in the Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series, which makes this race tonight super exciting. So looks like they're in qualifying right now. We'll be able to join in here pretty shortly.
Yeah, we did just receive something on Discord saying that the Championship 4 all got into that qualifying race first through fourth, so they're antsy to get on track.
Definitely, as I'm going to tag Keenitz one more time to make sure he sends us all invites.
I think it also should be mentioned that we are sleeping on a couple non-playoff contenders that joined a little later in the season. Decent House is very fast here. Pretty sure Kev Bro got his teammate also fast here. Man, you have a lot of guys that could contend for a win. Like we said, this is a little bit of a wild card with the draft and different multi-grooved racing that you can do here.
Definitely, I know the folks. Yeah, sorry, Swamp, but I know the focus tonight is going to be on the championship for drivers and for obvious reasons. But there is a whole field of drivers that can bring home good finishes and maybe even win the race tonight. As you mentioned, Decent House, Kev Brogod, Reap, who unfortunately lagged out of New Hampshire and cost him possibly a spot in this race. I'm sure he'll bring a fast truck. You got Kronk's Fight Milk. It's a wide open race here tonight.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is that our race winner might not even be one of the guys competing for a championship tonight.
Yeah, so these guys are still in qualifying right now. They should be wrapping up here any second, so we'll be able to get you the results here shortly. But one thing of note for tonight, points do not matter for any of the championship 4. The champion will be determined by the highest finishing of the 4 contenders. They don't have to win the race, they just have to finish in front of the other 3. So stage results, they don't matter. Stage points don't matter. Playoff points, they no longer matter. It's just beating your other 3 opponents, and that's how we're going to crown the champion here tonight. As they just finished qualifying.
How important is qualifying here? Like, establishing yourself up front. We remember back last season during Championship Week, it seemed like all of the championship contenders from Xfinity 2 Cup Series, they all started up front. They all wanted a good start so they wouldn't get caught up in lap traffic. And we saw from TK270 Kelvin, when he didn't have a good qualifying lap, that it really hurt him for the rest of the race. So how important is it here at Las Vegas for the trucks?
Well, I mean, Las Vegas is one of the raciest tracks on this game, which is why we made it the finale for all 3 series. There are so many lines you can run through both of the corners. Draft. I mean, this track has everything. So while track position matters, I don't think it's going to mean everything because
not nearly as much as Homestead, huh?
If you've got a good truck, you'll be able to race your way to the front. As a pole goes to Decent House. Second place will be Jaw 2131. So that is your front row here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So 2 of the fastest drivers on the front row, including Jaw, championship hopeful.
I'll be interested to see how that works, though, because Jaw's going to have the outside on that start. You know, it's in trucks, it's not as big of a difference as it is in higher power cars like Xfinity or Cup, but starting on that outside is a little bit of a disadvantage compared to that inside.
As it is with most tracks, though, Jim, except for maybe Bristol. Bristol, you can make the high lane work.
Except for Bristol.
But most tracks, unfortunately, on this game, it's low lane dominant for restarts. But once these trucks get up to speed, that outside lane is a very viable option that these guys have for tonight. As I am getting invites from Kevin, so we should be able to join here pretty soon. I'm just waiting on word. Jim, do you need me to send you any extra invites just in case of your internet?
Kevin has sent me 3 or 4 now, so I think I'm good. Maybe Swamp can send me a few.
All right. We'll have Swamp responsible to send you a couple extra.
That's sigh. I'll send you some too. Don't think that you're going away empty-handed.
So I took part in warm-ups tonight just because I wanted to see what the fuel window was here tonight, and the fuel window is going to be around 46 to 48 laps. So we should see pit stops in the final stage. The first stage, they should be good on fuel, possibly good on tires. So strategy will be in play here tonight. One of the fan questions in the chat there. If this
that first stage is 30 laps, second stage is 27, and the final stage will be 77 laps. So definitely a pit stop we'll be looking forward to in stage 3.
Yeah, definitely. As looks like they are getting ready to launch.
Gotta make sure my controller does not.
Swamp, you got any final takes before we load in here and watch this championship race?
Final take, go Kevin, go Marksman.
There's a little booth bias that we're not supposed to have, but
I
Swamp.
don't have any. No, I hope we're in for a good show tonight.
Swamp wishing his FBGM teammates the best of luck tonight. As the Championship 4 is pretty well represented. 2 FBGM drivers. You got 1 TJR driver and 1 independent. So pretty good mixture here tonight.
We good to join in?
As I am waiting for this screen to count down.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Go blue screen here for just a minute to accept this invite.
I will be interested to see how Moffitt does because he is fast here. I've seen him, I think I've seen him in Las Vegas, but with that TJR setup, you know they have those setups down pat in the TJR camp. Wondering how much better that's going to make Moffitt here.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a crew chief and spotter tonight as well.
As we load into this Las Vegas Motor Speedway World of Westgate 200 tonight, the season finale for the North American E-Racing League's Truck Series inaugural season. Race number 18 of 18. As these guys have just taken the green flag with Decent House already clearing jaw for the lead as they head off into turn 1. You've got K. Keenitz 22 and Marksman back there in 3rd and 4th, and they're double file from there on back. as Jaw runs a really, really high line there in 3 and 4. I'd like to call that the Larson line right up there next to the fence.
And he's got that 24K Keenest looking to his inside for P2 right here.
There is.
Oh, he's going to slide it.
He is used the slide job there on Jaw and clears him for P2 as they make a little bit of contact, put Jaw on the wall. Marksman's going to duck low. Take third from the 27 driver.
Oh, he's going to make a crossover though.
As there is a crossover by the driver of the number 27 Thor Sports Ford. Jaw 2131 running the flame scheme tonight.
These first 2 stages, you're basically just trying to establish position in stage 3 because, like you said, it just doesn't really matter for winning stages here. You're just going to be hopefully the winner in front of your competitors tonight.
Right now, these guys are just feeling out their trucks, seeing what kind of adjustments they need to make on their first pit stops and what those winning adjustments may be.
Yeah, you know, and you don't want to do anything that could hurt your chances tonight as far as going a lap down, damaging the truck, getting in an accident, and putting yourself behind.
Definitely the drivers being safe right now, being cautious, don't want to jeopardize their chances in the first couple laps tonight. It is one of the longest races of the season for these truck guys. So sort of a marathon, if you will.
I'll tell you one guy who's not actually waiting on his cake units. He's right on the bumper of our leader right now.
Yeah, and I was going to say that's got to be building some confidence for him because we know Decent House has been fast all season that he's raced with us, and he's also in front of Jaw right now because Jaw's been pretty dominant this season, so he should be pretty confident so far.
As we had 13 drivers make the field here tonight, and they're all still pretty close together here as draft plays a big factor with these trucks. As we got one around, it looks like Up the Irons has looped it off of turn 4.
He kept it off the wall, no damage on that truck, so he stayed green and no damage for Irons. He won't even have to pit here.
Battle for the lead.
Up the Irons went for a ride there, coming out of turn 4, which could be a trouble spot here tonight.
Oh, 27's going to look to the inside of K. Keenitz.
Oh, that was close. Really close, as these trucks can get loose coming off of these corners with older tires. I wouldn't say just yet, but it will happen at a later point in these runs. As that gives a little bit of a gap to Decent House, but Keenitz uses the draft to pull right back up. So you've got 3 of your 4 championship hopefuls right here behind the leader, Decent House. Keenitz, Jaw, and Marksman right there in positions 2 through 4. As the top 4 have checked out and broken away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, and I'm watching Moffitt back here. He's 3 wide with Kronks and Kev Brogod. It is very early.
Contact!
Yeah, there it is.
24.
Oh, early in the race. Looks like
something's happened with Kronks.
Oh no, yeah, Kronks has heavy damage.
Kronks is way off the pace right now. Heavy contact for the driver of the 2 Chevrolet. Front end damage. It's going to be a long night for him. As one of our championship 4, Moffitt, was involved in that. He's got a little bit of front end damage right there. As you see, he was put in the outside wall. He is now racing there it lies for position towards the back. As long as he doesn't go a lap down, he should be okay. Oh, contact with there it lies. And if he does go a lap down, he needs to stay in the free pass position. Not a dagger for Moffitt here this early, but definitely doesn't help.
These top 4 have kind of separated themselves from behind after that big, or I guess it wasn't really a wreck, it was just a spin from Moffitt into the outside wall.
Yeah, a lot of them got together there. 3 and 4 wide down the back stretch. Normally doesn't work.
Yeah, this top 4 is checked out.
And they have all bunched up right there behind Decent House. They are now starting to get a little frisky. 2-wide racing,
Yeah.
maybe even tempting some 3-wide moves. As Keenitz looks low.
He keeps looking low. He just can never get him cleanly, and he might get it here.
Oh, Decent House went too high.
Yep, Decent washed up, and Keenitz is going to be able to clear him for the lead. Move the 24 to first place.
We have the 27 up here using the high lane. He's going to have a shot into turn 1 if he can hold it to clear both of those guys. If he can get that run.
He's now side by side with the driver of the 27, driver of the 45 marksman. Excuse me. Jaw in the 27. Is making that high lane work here early in this race. As he now gets a run on Decent House for second.
Joe might be trying some things here, experimenting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It looks like he's experimenting a little bit. Right now is the time to do it. Stage 1 doesn't really matter. Just try every line you can, see what's fastest for you.
Yep, no harm, no foul this early in the race. See what your truck's got in every lane and every scenario on this racetrack. And see what works best for you. You can make adjustments to those trucks on the first pit stop. As Keenitz is still out front over Decent House, Jaw, and Marksman here in the top 4 early on in stage 1. And Decent House looks like he's just going to move out of the way.
Yeah,
Just
it's
let
weird.
Jaw by. Interesting.
You have to believe Decent knows that he's racing up here against all the playoff guys. He shows a lot of respect to everybody, every race, but especially tonight, you don't want to get in any of the playoff guys' ways.
As he has let the 3 contenders go by him here. So move 3 of the 4 championship guys into positions 1, 2, and 3. Lone exception being Moffitt, who found himself in a precarious situation a few laps ago and has fallen off the pace with some damage.
Look at that. Oh man, I thought the 27 was going to have a shot, and now the 24 is going to dive low. 27 is going to have, I don't know if you call this a preferred line, but he's going to use that outside line and try to get a run.
He's going to, oh, that's going to be close. Jaw with a little bit of contact off of 4 after hitting the bumper of Keenitz. Here comes Marksman for the lead through all that contact. And move the 45 driver up to the front. He's going to slide up in front of Keenitz and clear him for first place.
No, again in the wall. The 24 of K. Keenitz keeps putting the 27 in the wall. Just, I'm guessing, just a little bit tight on exit because we know Kevin. He doesn't wreck people on purpose.
He wrecks that wall on purpose, though.
It's sad to say it.
As that has kind of separated them from Jaw and Decent House as they fight side by side there for 3rd and 4th position as Keenitz is in the wall off of 2. Just a skim, though. Didn't cost him too much. By the start-finish line to lead another lap here in stage 1. I'll get a lap count here in just a minute. I love seeing all these different lanes these guys are deciding to run here in these quarters. We're going to have 12 to go in stage 1 at the line.
Quick stages.
12 to go here in stage number 1 as the front 4 have now bunched back up together again. And Jaw takes a peek yet again on the outside of the 24. Let's see what happens this time.
Jaw's running it like it's Kansas a little bit, trying to get to the outside every single time he gets the chance. And this time it's going to work for him.
Keenitz drove it in really deep into turn 1 there and had to check up, which allowed Jaw to maintain his momentum around the high side.
Man, I don't know what...
Keenitz in the turn 4 wall.
I don't know what it is about these long runs, but that 27 looks planted on the outside. He's able to pull up right to the bumper of Marksman now, looking for the lead.
Marksman has now taken Jaw's line away from him as he makes Jaw use the inside lane to get around him, and still that 27 truck is strong coming off the corner. He's going to clear the 45 easily going into turn 3. That 27 right now, as you mentioned, Jim, is planted to this racing surface. So we've now got Jaw out front, followed by Marksman, Decent House, and Kay Keenitz here. Bringing up your top 4, which have broken away over 5th place on back by a big margin.
Doing a little update here on our 4th championship contender in Moffitt. He is back here with GMR Reap, and there it lies still, about P8, P7. That truck just doesn't really look like it's to his liking yet, but still before pit stop, so he has time to adjust.
Marksman may have got a little loose there on the apron through the tri-oval. Decent has to get a run on the inside
Crash!
lane.
That's the 98!
Yeah.
98's around.
That's going to bring out a caution.
It is, okay.
I think.
I was going to say, if it did... No, no?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
Wow, he's got to get going. He's got to get going quick.
Jaw hit the wall coming off of 4. We got to fight for the lead again.
I think that was between Up the Irons and Moffitt.
I'm surprised no caution came out for that.
It was GMR Reap, and there it lies getting into each other on the front stretch, and Moffitt, once again, just innocent bystander on the inside, gets doored and takes a spin through the infield grass. Looks like he's going to stay on that lead lap, though, unless he has another mistake.
Yes, we only have about 7 laps left in the stage here. So Moffitt not having the easiest time at the start of this race. But he is not out of it by any means this early on.
He's just got to make sure that he stays in front of God of War. If he does go a lap down, he's got to make sure that he beats God of War, because that's basically his competition for Lucky Dog.
Yeah, as this front 4 is still fighting each other super hard. If Decent House gets loose, he's going to make a pass through the grass. No, that's Keenitz. Keenitz makes a pass through the grass. He's going to lose touch with the front 3 after that mistake.
You can see that 98 from the onboard of our race leaders here. But, yeah, I still think he's going to be fine.
Man, these guys are loose.
Yeah, these tires are worn out. These guys are fighting it right now as they come to 5 to go here in stage number 1. You see a lap truck up there in front of them. That is going to be Kronk's Fight Milk. We'll see if they catch him before the end of this stage. I know he's got a lot of damage. We're side by side for P number 1, Marksman and Jaw.
Oh, who's Decent House going to decide to push here? Because that could also determine who wins this stage.
I mean, as Kronks is going to come to pit lane here. Just going to get out of the way. But these guys are coming down to the end of the stage. Four laps left, but stage win doesn't really matter. It's all for pride right now.
Yeah, a little bit of mind games up here. If you can beat the guy that has been dominant all season in Jaw. I know this pretty well from last season as he got loose. Really loose right there, Marksman did. But if you can beat Jaw, it's a big confidence booster.
For sure, and makes you trust your truck a little more. Just the whole thing, really. You know, Marksman and Keenitz, no matter how this stage ends, you should be pretty confident in what you have for the rest of this race.
And to answer your question about Decent House, I don't think he's... Oh, he's going to back out. Oh!
Oof. Tried 3 wide there in turn 1. It didn't really work out for any of them, as Keenitz got really loose off of turn 2 as they come to 2 to go.
These guys have abused those tires.
A little backstory, though. Kay Keenitz in the Cup Series last season didn't have the best of runs here at Las Vegas. Hit the turn 4 wall on exit, I don't know, seemed like 10 times. Do you think this track is intimidated him a little bit tonight coming into this event? or a little bit? Is it in his head?
Yeah, I definitely think this track has a house in K Keenan's head, and I think he's ready to avenge that, or however you look for revenge. But this place definitely has free real estate in K Keenan's head.
1 to go. Stage number 1. Jaw out front, followed by Marksman, Decent, and K Keenitz. Your front four have been the front four all race long. They have checked out from the rest of the field. Decent House going to find his way around Marksman here for P2. As they're going to come here to the green and white checkered flag, indicating the end of stage number 1. Jaw, your stage 1 winner here tonight. Decent House second, Marksman third, K Keenitz fourth. And we'll have to cycle quite a bit back here to figure out who is fifth. Kevbro, rounding out your top 5. So lots of action there early on here in stage number 1. What did you guys think?
Should set us up for a good race here to the end, really.
Jim, anything you can take away from stage number 1 to maybe what we're going to see later on down the road here in this race, or what you can apply for stage 2 and the final one?
I can take away that if Jaw gets the right setups going for that outside, he's already fast enough with just the preset without any pit road adjustments, but just imagine that thing with pit road adjustments. He's still looking like the favorite in my book.
Definitely, as Jaw was one of the favorites coming in with his 6 wins on the season, with his regular season title. Moffitt, Marksman both boast 1 win, and Keenitz, the only championship 4 without a win. The underdog here tonight. As we re-rack them here for stage 2. Jaw in the lead still, followed by Decent House on the outside of the front row. Green flag, stage 2. Jaw with a good launch. Typical for the inside lane. Let's go back here towards the back. Let's go find Moffitt. See if he can't work his way up through the field. There he is. You see him on the outside of God of War and GMR Reap towards the back of the pack. Kind of nerve-wracking to be back here seeing all these trucks in front of you.
Yeah, but he can't lose touch with those. Oh, I think he's in the wall.
Oh, he's really got to check up for Irons and God of War, who hit the wall in front of him. 3 wide here in the back of the field.
Oh, yeah, there it lies, is lagging. And he's going to get out of the way. Smart move by there it lies.
As you
Really
see Moffitt here.
disastrous.
Oh, as I see a truck flying up in the air.
Never. Wait, I thought there lies got what in the.
That was weird. I saw Avenged Fail flying up into the stands, and then his truck just reappears right back in front of us.
I saw there it lies spins. That's all I saw.
Yeah, that's all I saw was there lie. I saw him lag on the backstretch the lap before, and then I thought he was getting out of the way, but apparently he went 400 miles per hour on the front stretch and took out.
Y'all are going to have to rewatch this, as I was on board with Moffitt during all that. And that was quite the view as we saw Avenged fly up into the stands and then reappear on the track. So that was really odd, a little bit of lag situation.
Anyways, what I was trying to say about Moffitt is that this is really going to hurt him because he's already lost touch with those other 3 guys that are fighting for the championship with. So him being back there, that's really going to hurt his chances here.
As there it lies, is on pit lane. It looks like he is done for the evening. So the driver of the 12 truck ends his season with a blown motor here tonight. As for Moffitt, though, he's got to find some track position here in stage number 2 because he can't afford to line up behind these front 3 contenders very far back at the beginning of stage 3 because he can't afford to work his way up through that many trucks. Got to find some track position somewhere. As Jaw is Love seeing this battle behind him with Marksman and Decent House side by side. Keenitz, Kev Brogod all right here in the top 5. Followed by Dangles and Avenged Fail in 6th and 7th. Marksman's going to get that run off of 4. He's going to, oh, I thought he was going to look under.
Coming back here, Moffitt and GMR Reap racing each other in this little pack of 4 with Avenged Fail and Up the Irons.
There you see what Jim is talking about as we are looking back from the nose of the truck of Avenged Fail. It's got some damage on it there, so he found some contact here at the beginning of the stage. Lots of right front damage on that number 99 Haviland Ford.
Yeah,
I'm going to take a guess. Oh, Up the Irons is lagging. Oh, man.
Great save by Moffitt. That was almost a disaster.
Oh, this sucks for Moffitt, though. This is the second time he's been on the wrong side of someone else's issues.
Yeah, he almost got sent down pit lane there. So great save by Moffitt, but it's not looking good for him right now. He needs to find his way around some of these guys, as the top 5 have now broken away.
Yeah, the group of 4, they've kind of been working together and drafting together to get back up the jaw. Really interesting there.
As we mentioned, that draft can play a factor here at Las Vegas, and I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I almost wonder if these 4 are partied up together.
It's very possible. Well, I know a lot of these guys like to get in party chats together and chat it up during the race. So it's possible these guys could be in a party together, as they have run down Jaw after Jaw got a 4 to 5 truck length breakaway. The Decent House is right back up there on him.
Yeah, I'm starting to see where track position may matter just a little more than we originally thought, because these packs of 4 are usually the guys that are out front to start the stage or the restart or whatever. They're the guys that stay up here, and if there's just a little wiggle and dirty air from behind in 5th or 6th place, they're going to lose touch with that pack in front of them. So Moffitt, guys back there that are wanting to make a statement for their final race here in the inaugural season, they're going to have to play some kind of strategy or find some way to get up here in these front packs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying just a minute ago. As Marksman hits the apron, washed up a little bit behind Decent House. No harm, no foul there. No contact with anybody. But Moffitt has got to find some track position somewhere, because he cannot allow or afford to let these leaders break away at stage 3. In the beginning of stage 3, as Keenitz moves Marksman up the track, and Kempro's going to make it 3 wide underneath. Still 3 wide. Keenitz is going to be able to move back up behind Marksman. Kempro's going to take 4th place.
Wonder if that was enough to get those front 2 separated from these next 3.
It's possible, as they have now got a little bit of a gap over 3rd, 4th, and 5th place.
Tell you what, this race is looking a little bit like our Homestead race earlier in the season for the trucks. It was Jaw decent out front by quite a bit, and then you had Marksman and Kev Brogod who were right behind him in 3rd and 4th by just a little bit. But I mean, as that long run progresses, you're gonna find who has that edge to win this race, if it comes down to a long run, that is. But at Homestead, it did come down to a long run and green flag pit stops.
Right now, it's kind of looking like the Charlotte race with an epic battle between Jaw and Decent House for positions 1 and 2. And also another thing I've seen here is these guys are kind of starting to use the low lane here. So I don't know if they've adjusted their trucks to run the low lane, but they're right there on that white line going through both corners. Jaw washes up just a tad. There you see the top 5. Jaw, Decent House, Marksman, Kev Brogod, and Kay Keenitz. Been the top 5 for most, if not all, of this race thus far.
Those top 2 look to be content with just pushing each other away from the rest of this pack. Like you said, Charlotte was one of those races where it really did come down to those 2-car tandems out front. Looks like they're learning.
Oh, Decent hits the wall.
As he did just hit the wall. But they were 2-car tandems.
Yeah, mistake from Decent House there. As he caught the wall coming off of 4, he Keenitzed it.
See if Marksman can't get his draft.
And if Marksman gets that draft, you know those 2 guys behind him, Kay Keenitz and Kev Brogod, they're going to have the draft as well because they're tucked up right behind Kev Brogod. Or Marksman, sorry.
You guys ever wonder why Moffitt didn't choose the truck that says Moffitt on the back window?
I was going to point that out at New Hampshire, but, I mean, thought it wasn't the best time to do so.
I mean, I know the TJR guys were going for Fords this season, but still, this truck's got your name on the back of it. I mean, it's ready-made for you.
Maybe he doesn't like the guy. Oh. Maybe he is a Moffitt on the
It's possible.
What's a different paint scheme?
So let's go back here. We see Reed Dangle's Avenged Tail running nose to tail. Pretty sure this is 6th, 7th, and 8th place we're watching, as Moffitt right there is in 9th, and Crocs Fight Milk is in 10th.
Up the Irons is on pit road also. Don't know if that's a fixed damage or if he lagged out.
His truck looks pretty still there, Swamp. So, yeah, I'm checking the stream right now. It looks like he may have blown an engine along with his teammate there at Lies. So,
yeah, but both of them were lagging, and
Yeah.
I believe they have some kind of relation, so maybe using the same internet.
The young
Just a good idea to
Chevrolets
back out of
are done for the evening. Those motors not holding up for this whole event tonight. Down to 11 drivers. So right now the running order is Jaw out front, Decent House in 2nd place. We have Marksman in 3rd, Kev Brogod 4th, Kay Keenitz in 5th. We're going to have GMR Reap in 6th, Lieutenant Dangles 7th, Avenged Fail 8th.
Whoa, Marksman hard in the wall. That's going to check up Kay Keenitz as well. They're going to lose the draft of Kev Brogod here.
Moffitt 9th, Kronks Fight Milk 10th, and God of War in 11th place. It's going to round out your running order right now, as Marksman and Keenitz have fallen off from Kev Brogod.
45 just got 2 tied out of 2, hit the wall really hard. I don't know if there's substantial damage on that truck, but it got the 24's nose all bent up now.
Going to have some repair damage for that 24 truck. He's still got 98% aero according to his stream, so not going to cost him too much time when they come down to pit at the stage break. Jaw still out front, but Decent House has closed back up just a little bit after making the mistake of hitting the wall. They head down the backstretch of this 1.5 miles yet another time, as when they hit the line they will have 4 to go here in stage number 2. We had a truck in the grass up here in front of him. I believe it's going to be God of War. As they close in on him to put him a lap down. I see a red dot. I know his truck is black and red. As he looks super loose at the moment. He cut loose off of turn 2 as well. Three to go, stage number 2.
I've got to say, the 27 of Jaw and how he's approached this race, it really feels a lot like how Max approached the race last season in the Xfinity Series, other than winning the pole. He dominated the entire race, swept it. And Jaw's trying to do the same thing, but he does have company. He does have...
Oh, Diesenhouse gets underneath. He's going to give him a bumper. Move Jaw all the way up the track. Diesenhouse is going to come through. He's going to come to the lead here with 2 to go in stage 2. I guess he's
coming back at him, though.
He got tired of riding behind that 27 truck. He's seen the back bumper of that thing this whole stage. And he moved him out of the way there in turn 3. As they're going to close up here on God of War.
Is that going to play a factor?
Yeah, as they're coming to 1 to go here. Will that play a factor at the end of this stage? Can they get around the lap traffic cleanly?
27's got a huge runoff in turn 4.
As we have 1 to go here in stage number 2. They have reached the lap truck of God of War. Diesenhouse is going to make his way underneath. Jaw's going to try to follow him through.
Oh, contact!
Definitely God of War got loose.
God of War just trying to get out of the way. He doesn't know where Jaw wants to go.
Yeah, good save by Jaw, but that's going to cost Jaw the stage.
Oh, he's not happy with the 17 at all. He just shoved him into the wall here.
See you later, 17. As Diesenhouse is going to take stage number 2. Jaw comes home in 2nd place. Marksman had an issue somewhere. He has fallen all the way back. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
But he's back there. He's back there behind Moffitt. My goodness, what happened to Marksman?
I missed it.
Yeah, I missed that.
Kevbrogue takes 3rd, Keenitz takes 4th, and Reap is going to round out your top 5 in stage number 2. So something happened to Marksman.
It almost looks like he hit the wall coming off the corner pretty hard. Maybe he got loose and overcorrected.
Marksman has fallen back to 9th, the final truck on the lead lap.
Yeah, he's not in a good spot, him or Moffitt right now.
Interesting. Something happened at 45. That's not good for him, as he's going to have to, just like Moffitt, fight his way up through all of these trucks to have any chance of winning the championship here tonight, with that 27 and 24 still running up front.
Well, we haven't had a caution yet. It can almost bank that we're going to probably have one.
As they line up here for the final stage of the season here in the North American E-Racing League's Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series inaugural season. Championship finale at Las Vegas. Final stage.
The 27 got down to the bottom as soon as he could. He did not want to. He didn't even want to sniff of that outside turn 1 or 2.
As I'm looking back here, we're on board with Marksman, who's 3 wide. Reap on the outside, Dangles in the middle. They were able to make it work. So put Marksman up to 7th. Moffitt right behind him in 8th.
Oh, Jaw just got shoved by Kevbrogue. God, he's in the wall.
Jaw saves it, but he's going to lose a few spots here.
Oh man, he's not as far back as Moffitt or. Oh man, he's about 5th or 6th right now.
Man, I tell you what.
Oh, he's going to get doored by Marksman. Jaw on the wall again. Moffitt's going to spin out.
The 98 and 27 getting knocked all over the track.
Wow.
Guys, they might need some help.
Wow.
They're going to need a caution.
That's going to end Moffitt's hopes without a caution. Wow.
Wow.
Jaw to the back of the field as well, your championship favorite.
Well, this plays out really well for the FBGM guys if there's no caution.
Kay Keenitz right now is running in 2nd place.
Yeah, looking at Jaw's truck, it looks like he might have a little bit of damage on his right front. Don't know. I mean, we know he's fast, but man, that's a lot of ground to make up.
Jaw has got some work to do now. He has got factors playing against him here if he wants to race his way back up for a championship. He has lost track position. He has probably lost a little bit of speed due to his damage. And
he's fast, though. I think he probably gained 1 or 2 tenths right there on Dangles just in one lap.
Got some work to do. As Kay Keenitz, this has played right into his favor, fallen right into his lap. Even though we're so early on in the final stage, he has moved up to second. He's got nobody around him. His only threat right now comes in the form of his teammate, the 45 of Marksman.
I can't believe we didn't have a caution for that.
Wow.
There's two trucks involved in that. It should have been a caution.
704 said, not today.
Crazy developments here in the truck series, as has become the norm. These guys will have to make a pit stop at some point here in the stages. Dangles hits the wall, hits Marksman, was able to save it.
This is boding very well for Jaw. He's gained maybe another 2 tenths, 3 tenths that lap, and he might be able to
Marksman
get
in the
that
wall.
draft off the Dangles. Oh. Are you guys lagging, or is that me?
That is you, Jim.
All right, good.
That would be you, my friend. Picture still clear on my screen, as everybody right now is single file. Decent house out front through all this drama. Keenitz is in second place. Avenged Fail, haven't talked much about him, has moved his way up to third. Looks like he's twitching a little bit.
Okay, that one wasn't me. Good.
Yeah, that one was not you. Avenged looks like he twitched a little bit coming out of turn 4. I don't know if he was just loose or a little bit of lag. As the first battle on the track right now is for 4th place, Kev Bro and Marksman side by side in the Nice Motorsports trucks.
Yeah, but pay attention back here at about P7, I believe. Jaw has caught that draft of Lieutenant Dangles and is part of this front pack conversation again.
Yep. Indeed, Jaw has caught back up, but how much is that damage going to affect his truck? He has caught Lieutenant Dangles.
If anything, it might help him on the long run because it might tighten that truck up a hair.
That's true, but that straight line speed also suffers from aero damage, and you need a lot of speed just to keep that momentum around Las Vegas.
As Jaw is looking to get around Lieutenant Dangles right now. And he's going to clear him going into turn number 1. So move Jaw back up to 6th.
I almost for sure thought that would have ended Jaw's night, but he definitely still has a pretty high chance in this.
Yeah, that damage is not affecting him as much as I thought it was going to. That just goes to show how fast that 27 truck is and the adjustments that he's put in it so far.
Yeah, we can't say the same about Moffitt, though. He's very far. I don't think he's off the pace from damage, but I believe just not having that draft, it is
Moffitt
a killer
has just
here.
not had the night he's been looking for. He's got caught up in everything so far, and unfortunately got caught up in that incident between Marksman and Jaw and sent him through the infield and out of contention of this race as Dangles plants the wall coming out of 4.
Yeah, well, hey, some days you're the bug, and some days you're the windshield. There's nothing you can do about it.
I mean, it's not over for Moffitt, not at all. I mean, we saw in New Hampshire, he got a win off of a late race caution. I mean, it really could. It really could come down to a late race caution. It's too early to say, but right now he needs it.
Yeah, Bench got loose off of 4, almost collected Kev, bro. That was really close to a big incident. But that allowed Jaw to get caught right up on these 3 drivers here in front of him. He's going to look underneath Marksman already.
Yeah, I don't think he's too happy with Marksman. There was some contact between them earlier in the stage, and I think that might have been what put Jaw up into the wall.
Yeah, he has made his way around to Marksman, so it put Jaw back up to 5th. And Keenitz, he was looking good, but he's got to start sweating here pretty soon, seeing that 27 truck getting closer and closer. He's going to peek to the outside. He's now going to peek to the inside.
I think the 44 lagged just a little bit on the inside. It pushed 27 back, and 45 is going to get a nice run out of it.
3 wide for 4th. 4 wide.
Goodness. Here he goes. Jaw's going to try that inside, but Marksman's going to be the big beneficiary out of all of that. He's going to reclaim 3rd.
Oh my goodness, that was a crazy moment there. 3 and 4 wide. That makes me really nervous when I see that kind of stuff.
You have to be wondering if you're Mr. Williams or crew chief on Moffitt's pit box. You're watching these battles around the track. You're like, just wreck, just wreck, just wreck. We need that. Give us that. And it's not going to happen this time, but if they keep racing like that, I'm getting a caution.
Yeah, as Kebro washes up, that's going to open the door for Jaw to get underneath in the 44. So side by side here for 4th place. Jaw clears him. Move the 27 up to 4th. As now all he sees is Marksman and Keenitz and Decent House non-playoff driver in front of him.
Really impressive for that 27.
And even if you aren't happy with that 45 in front of you, you're racing for a championship. The last thing you should be thinking about right now is getting in any kind of contact, anything that could spoil your chances of winning tonight. So I think Jaw's just going to be as clean as possible to get around
now,
the 45.
Here's an interesting question for you guys. Knowing that these guys have to pit, do you think Jaw, even with how fast his truck is, would consider repairing his damage and making a longer pit stop? Or do you think he's just going to ride it out as is, knowing how quick his truck is?
You know...
Yeah, you go ahead, Swamp.
You know, I was thinking, I was honestly thinking the same thing in my head. One, it would just determine on how long that damage is going to take. Like, if it's a second, maybe so, but I'm also going to see how well my truck's handling at the end of the run before I decide that. But I almost think, you know, losing a second on pit road to some of these guys might be pretty costly.
Yeah, off of that, I think he would have the speed that or that when
Jim,
these guys are trapped.
Jim, you are sounding like a robot right now.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
Yeah, you broke up really bad during your comment, but you seem to have straightened out at the moment. So if you want to try and repeat what you said.
All right, I'll try repeating this in English. So if you're the 27, you have damage. I'm kind of going with Swamp here. I think he's fast enough, even if he does repair that second of damage. But I wouldn't. I would try to stay in this draft. You're fast enough. You're right up on the bumper of your 2 championship threats right now. You don't repair that damage. You just stay where you are, and you're not going for a win tonight. It looks like Decent House is pretty much, barring caution, has pretty much sealed that. But you are going for second.
Yeah, Decent House right now has jumped out to an over 2-second lead over K. Keenitz, who's running in second. We've got a battle for 3rd. Jaw's going to look under the 45 of Marksman. He's going to clear him. Oh boy, moved that 27 up to 3rd.
Oh, the 27 looked really loose there.
He got loose, goes through the grass. That's going to allow Marksman to take the outside lane and re-clear him for 3rd.
How many laps we got to go? You know?
We have got, we're going to have 50 to go at the line. So a fuel tank is 48 laps. These guys are going to be within their fuel window here comfortably in about 5 laps. As Decent House makes his way around God of War to put him a lap down, who had gotten a free pass on the last caution.
Yeah, 45 ended up in the wall there coming off the 4. Cost him a couple spots.
Here comes K. Keenitz moving up on the lap truck of God of War. Always nerve-wracking to come up on a lapped vehicle. God of War is going to duck out of the way. He's going to let everybody go. Good move there, respectable from the driver of the 17. Just stay out of the way. Jaw is up to 3rd. He's got one more championship contender to pass.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jaw's doing a really good job keeping the bottom.
Yeah,
line.
the only thing separating Jaw and a title right now is the truck right in front of him, the 24 Chevrolet for FBGM, K. Keenitz 22.
Oh, 45's in the wall out of 4.
Marksman's truck seems to have really fallen off, gotten really tight on this long run, and he's going to fall off this lead group. As does Avenged Fail, has dropped off just a little bit. As Jaw is now on the bumper of the 24. Coming to 47 to go.
So how long do you wait until you come pit? Are you gonna run that thing dry, or are you gonna come first chance you can get inside that pit window?
Yeah, we've got a comment here in the chat from You Already Heard saying, if I'm the 24, I pit as soon as I possibly can.
All right.
As soon as I know I can make it to the end, I'm pitting. That's what You Already Heard says. As Jaw gives Keenitz a bump, Keenitz is going to hit the wall. Jaw's going to give that spot back. He doesn't want to win it like that.
Good for Jaw.
That allowed the 44 of Kevbro to get by both of them, though. As Jaw now looks to the outside of the 24. Oh, makes a little contact off the corner. Just skims it, though. He's going to still have momentum. Heading off into turn 3.
Really looks like the 27 can run that outside so well. He's going to clear.
He clipped the wall just a little bit again. But he's going to clear K. Keenitz there. Jaw right now in championship position. Here comes God of War on fresh tires.
Woo. Got a little high there.
Yeah, if you're K. Keenitz, I believe you can make it now to the end. The 27's around you. You might want to come in and get 4 fresh ones right now.
Yes, they can make it to the end on fuel from here. I'm not quite sure about tires. Don't know how long those last. But fuel, they're good to go to the end.
Yeah, you know, and another thing to think about, I mean, if you're with the guy and you can draft a little bit, you might want to stick with them until the end of the run. But, you know, like if I'm marksman, I'm hitting pit road now.
That's kind of what I was thinking too, Swamp. Like, the 24 right now, he has speed with Jaw. I don't know if you would come down because you're risking losing that tire on the long run of this final stint. You don't want to do that. You want to stay right behind that 27 as long as you can.
Right, but like the 45, I would be hitting pit road.
Oh, no doubt. If you're out of the draft, you have nothing to lose at this point.
Keenitz makes a dive under the 27 here in 1 and 2. Almost clears them. Oh, they hook bumpers.
That was close.
Ooh, he's going to clip the apron just a bit. Keenitz is driving the wheels off that thing right now. Oh, he makes contact with Jaw.
What a save. Whoa. I just see the 27 swerve from bottom to low. Probably a little contact from that 24. I didn't see it because of the camera angle. Thank you, 704 Games. But what a save by Jaw.
Yeah, these guys are driving the wheels off it right now, and it doesn't help that the lap truck of God of War has fresh tires right now, fighting with them.
Not at
He'll
all.
just use it outside.
You know, but this is what Truck Series has been all season. This is what it's about. You guys bang on these trucks. These trucks are built tougher. You know, just good racing, good hard racing.
God of War in the wall. Keenitz is going to look under the 44 of Kevbro here, coming out of 2. Side by side with the 44 for second place, heading down the backstretch. As looks like Crunk's Fight Milk is in the chat, so he might have blown his engine. He did. The number 2 Chevrolet, his season comes to an end early. Jaw, Keenitz, Kevbro all fighting here still for second place, nose to tail. Keenitz looks under the 27 again. When will these guys pit? What kind of strategies do they have in their mind? What's going to happen here? We will find out shortly. As these guys only have coming to 38 laps left in the first season of the Truck Series here in the NARL. These guys are these guys are now well within their windows on fuel and tires. 38 to go.
Jaw is faster than Kev Broguy. He's trying to put a truck between him and K. Keenitz, but right now, F44 is fighting him hard on the outside.
44 uses the very high lane close to the wall. Gets a good run off the corner, though. But Keenitz has given Jaw a little bit of a push. 27's not going to clear just yet. He's not clear. Kevbro hanging on just barely as Jaw now is able to get around.
Yeah, now if you're at 24, you want a little bit of urgency.
If I'm Keenitz, I'm coming now.
Yeah, this is when you come. This is definitely when you come. You've lost that draft with Jaw.
Oh, as Kevbro comes.
Down. Yeah, next time, if you're the 24, you come down now.
Kevbro, the first of your leaders to pit with 37 to go. When will Jaw or Keenitz pit? Jaw is loose. Looks like he's signaling that he's going to pit this lap.
Yeah, he's coming down.
Keenitz has also got to come this lap.
Yeah, we saw what fresh tires do with how...
You cannot let Jaw get out there with fresh tires. As they both hit pit lane. Don't speed.
Look like both of them got in there pretty conservative, so I don't think any problem with speeding.
Now I'm going to follow Jaw here. I wonder if his pit stop's going to be a little bit longer due to the damage. Is he going to repair that damage and have a little bit longer pit stop, or is he just going to go for it as is? The truck is still fast.
I really don't see a need to.
Here they are both taking, I assume, 4 tires and fuel. Your top 2 championship contenders at this point in the race. Nose to tail on pit lane.
24 is
both
out.
Coming out at the same time. This is going to be a head-to-head battle.
You gotta make sure you don't accidentally throw it away and get on the racing surface too early. And they won't.
Head-to-head battle we're going to have here. Jaw and Keenitz, and here's Moffitt. I don't know if Moffitt has yet to pit or if he just pit really early.
Gonna hurt the 24.
Yeah, he came in like a wrecking ball right there. Unfortunate for the 24. Nothing the 98 could have done, but that really hurt him.
That's going to cost him some time, as Moffitt is racing for position right now.
Oh, wow.
24. That cost the 24.
Moffitt was in third place. He has not pit yet. So he was, he's still one of the drivers out on the track, yet to pit. Running in third place, Moffitt. As Kevbro, Jaw, and Keenitz are still right here. About a second between the 3 of them.
If you're that 24, you just need a slight, and I mean a very slight mistake from that 27 just to catch the draft, but without it, it's sayonara.
Yeah, he cannot let that 27 and the 44 draft get away from him. He needs something to happen to the 27 truck.
.45 looks like he's down pit road. Oh no, he's crashed. Right here with Lieutenant Dangles on the front stretch.
No caution.
No caution for that, but man, I think he tried getting to pit road and maybe Dangles didn't see it. I
Got
have no
run
idea.
over.
I have no idea. 98 of Moffitt is in. Decent House, our leader, he's in pit road.
As the 27 looks on the inside of the 44 here.
It looks like they've kind of gapped that 24 K-Keen. It's just a little bit, maybe a couple tenths over the last 2 laps. But if they could just 2-car tandem. It doesn't look like Jaw's interested in a 2-truck tandem. He's just going to try and make a pass.
Keenance needs Jaw to keep on fighting with Kevbro here. As you see Decent House coming out of the pits. One of the last trucks to pit here. Going to come out still in the lead with fresher tires.
Yeah, he's going to blow these guys' doors off.
He's got a pretty big advantage right now as Jaw is able to get by Kevbro for second place. And they close in on Decent House. As God of War's around right in front of them. They all avoid him. You see Marksman coming off pit lane. It's all but over for the driver of the 45. It has come down to the 27 and the 24 here for the title tonight.
I'm watching, and the 51 isn't pulling away as much as I thought he would be. At 27, I guess that draft means more than fresh tires as of now.
As Kevin needs a mistake from somebody or them to start fighting again to close in, as he sees his championship hopes getting smaller and smaller out of his windshield with these 3 guys running nose to tail.
Yeah, gonna need something here. 17 of God of War has parked it here at the entry of, or the exit turn 4, and he's blown his motor.
Yep, there's God of War who is done for the night. Lots of blown engines here tonight.
I'll tell you, man, those Toyota engines, they just don't hold up very well.
The 51's pulled away. I don't believe the 27 has these.
That's funny you say that there, Jim, because got 3 Chevrolets sitting there on pit lane as well.
To Swamp's point, it does look like that 51 Decent House has started to pull away with those fresher tires. I was wondering when they're going to kick in, but it's like they started kicking in right about now.
Keenance is going to need something to happen here, whether it be a caution or a mistake from Jaw, to get back in contention for this Truck Series title, it appears, as Jaw is starting to gap himself over the 24 truck, as you see back there in the background.
Yeah, I just, at this point of the race, I wouldn't bank on a caution because everybody's so spread out, and this game doesn't like calling cautions as is, so...
Right now, the driver with the 24 truck is 2 seconds behind his championship rival in Jaw.
I think we only have 8 trucks still in the race that have not blown their motor, so...
It started with 13, we've got 4 out. I believe we got 9 left.
Oh, okay. Well, Virginia Tech mathematics coming into play there. But, I mean, it does kind of change the way how that, you know, we saw in the beginning it was that pack of 4, they were all pushed up even after the restart. I know that green flag pit stops can change that, but some of these guys losing their motors, it does play a role in spraying the field out.
Yeah, as I've kind of gone back here, I'm kind of searching through the field. We got Avenged Veil and Reap right here battling for 5th place. Looks to be the closest battle on the track right now. As Reap looking to finish out his season with a top 5. Was in contention for the title all the way up until the last race at New Hampshire and ended up lagging out, costing him a chance here in Vegas.
Yeah, really good season by Reed. He had a hell of a season.
Quiet contender, doesn't say much, doesn't get too many stage points, but always finds himself up towards the front of the field at the end of these races. And really good season by Reed. looking to finish it off with a top 5 as he gets around the 99 of Avenged.
Yeah, and I guess we don't have much better to talk about, so we could just go around the horn and talk about all these guys' seasons.
Lieutenant Dangles here on pit lane. Looks like he had some damage. Playoff driver from this season. Made his way into the final 8 in miraculous fashion on that restart at Chicagoland. So I guess you can call Dangles' season a success.
I mean, second place at Chicago, that's nothing to be ashamed about, especially being a hometown boy from there.
Yeah.
Oh, and missed a couple races, so definitely a successful season for him this year.
Moffitt on board with him right now. He is one of your championship 4 contenders, but unless he gets a caution here late, he has fallen out of contention for the title tonight. But still a good season for Moffitt. Picked up his first career NARL victory last week. In fact, at New Hampshire, in the closest finish in NARL history, 9 1/1000ths of a second. So Moffitt can't hang his head too low after this season as a whole.
Yeah, just a really good consistent season from him. Every time I would look up front, he would be in that top 5. I would always be shuffling through the field trying to see who was there other than the leaders, and you would always see Moffitt having a good run. So, very good season for Moffitt.
Yeah, he definitely surprised me.
Still running on the track here, we've got Decent House, your leader. Came into the season about halfway through and immediately established himself as a contender week in and week out, winning at Charlotte in his, I think it was his first race. Ended up winning at Charlotte. And been a top 5 competitor throughout the second half of this season, and here he is leading the finale here at Las Vegas tonight.
Yeah, and I've said it before, if he had heard about us, or if he had joined us back in Daytona, back in March or whenever we started this season, he would be in the playoffs. This man just has way too much talent not to be, so something to look forward to for next season for sure.
Yeah, will he stay in trucks, or is he going to get moved up? We'll find out starting in early August, tentatively, for season 3. As here's Jaw right here, championship 4 contender here tonight, and is setting sail over Keenitz right now. He has gapped him some more. Jaw has been probably the favorite at every single track we've gone to. He's racked up 6 wins this season, and right now looks to be on the safe track to a Truck Series title tonight.
Yeah, man, what else more can you say about this guy? He's just a championship contender. He was even a contender for the All-Star race for our Cup Series, and we had that back a couple weeks ago. So this man, just if he didn't have a limited schedule, he would definitely be running Cup, and he's showing it tonight.
Yeah, came within a couple spots of making the Pro League as well. So he's full of talent, still young, and got a lot of good seasons and leagues ahead of him. Here's Kay Keenitz. Kind of like N.R. Lewis in the Cup Series, has found his way to be a contender week in and week out, but has yet to find victory lane. Come close very, very many times. And here he is in Vegas, and another top 5 finish it looks like in the books, but going to come up just short of a title unless anything happens, running in 4th place right now.
Yeah, and I mean, he was even a playoff contender back in the Cup Series for the inaugural season last season. So, I mean, this guy just knows how to wheel anything he drives. It's just, unfortunately, due to his limited schedule as well, running the trucks, fast enough to do Cup, but has to do trucks. And, I mean, second fastest, feels like 4th fastest tonight, but second fastest all season behind Jaw.
We got a marksman here, championship 4 contender tonight. Unfortunate circumstances have dropped him out. He's not going to win the title here this evening, but still a strong season from the 45 truck. He won a race at Phoenix, so he has visited victory lane and made the Final 4 in the first season of the trucks after a rough start last season in the Cup Series. He dropped down and found some instant success here.
Yeah, a little bit like Moffitt. I mean, he's been up there, hasn't really had race winning speed every single week like Jaw or Decent House, but he's been up there in the top 5 for most of the season.
Did your guys' stuff just lag?
It did not.
Oh, because I just saw jaw lag on my screen.
Negative. Alright, got looks like Avenged Fail has called it a night. He is now on
thing
pit
has
lane.
Expired.
So that's going to be your 5th driver with a blown engine here this evening. Avenged running.
Oh, this was a Ford. What the heck? All right. Well, I guess it wasn't just Toyota.
Avenged running in 6th place at the time of his engine failure. So, I mean, rough night there for rough ending to the season for the driver of the 99. But on to another driver on track here. We've got the 44 of Kev Bro God, who kind of like Decent House came in on the back half of the season, and he has quickly established himself as a contender at every race, even winning once at Kentucky Speedway. So look for Kev Bro to make some noise here in Season 3.
No doubt. He's a lot like his friend in Decent House in that he just has race-winning speed every single week. And if he doesn't, I mean, he's very respectable about not dooring people out of the way at Bristol or wherever it may be. Just another good, clean addition to the NARL.
Definitely is. There's looks like we've gone through just about everybody remaining on track. The other drivers who have lagged out tonight include God of War, There It Lies, Crocs Fight Milk, Avenged Fail, and Up the Irons, who have all had bits of success here this season in the North American E-Racing League. Up the Irons with a few top 5s to his resume here in the trucks, and a one-time Xfinity winner from last season. So
yeah, and his big thing was, obviously his big thing was Auto Club. He had one of the race-winning trucks that night, wasn't able to pull it off, but was so very close to it. Michigan as well.
Yep.
Very good driver.
Came within 1 point of making the playoffs here in the Truck Series. So look for him to try to make the playoffs here next season. As There It Lies, God of War, both on pit lane. They were newcomers to the NARL this season, and both came in with lesser experience than a lot of others. They've had their moments on track. They've had their bad moments. They've had their good moments. But they've stuck it out. They've made it through most all of this season, and here they were at the finale trying to put on a show for everybody.
They did, and even if we do pick at them, we're so glad that they've decided to spend their Tuesday nights with us in the NARL and participating in this league. So we really do like seeing them out here competing, even if they don't have that race-winning speed that they're looking for.
Yeah. And the last two we have are Kronk's Fight Milk and Avenged. Avenged had a mid-season, I guess, hiatus, which took him out of playoff contention. But early on in the season was one of the fastest drivers on track and solidly in the playoffs before he took his break. But came back, he's run well, DNF'd out of 6th place here tonight. As Dangles hits the wall off of 4 and almost collects, almost collected Jaw. That was really close. That was really close to disaster for Jaw.
Jaw now has his heartbeat going again. That one wakes you up.
And the last driver, Kronk's Fight Milk, made every single race this season. So good to see him back, as he was a part-timer in Season 1. And glad to have him back and making every race here this season in the trucks. Hope he had some fun this season.
Yeah, no, and I also want to comment on Avenged too. He also comments states a lot of the Cup Series races that us three run, and so that's also something that we highly appreciate of Avenged.
Yeah, no doubt. He definitely spends some time on his basically Monday and Thursday nights giving us something to watch, so we do appreciate that.
As we have 5 to go here, coming to 4 to go in the North American E-Racing League's Gander RV and Outdoors inaugural Truck Series season. Championship finale at Las Vegas. 4 to go. 4 to go in the season. Looks like Jaw is going to cruise to the title here tonight had a nervous moment with Lieutenant Dangles a couple laps ago. But barring any sort of catastrophe like that happening again, he's going to be your inaugural champion here in the Truck Series.
I guarantee you that Sharp is loving seeing this Louisiana hot sauce truck up front.
I know Jim and Swamp, you've been here the majority of the races in the booth. It's been quite a fun season here in the trucks, and it's been really enjoyable to commentate with you guys.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun commentating with you guys. I know my life got busy and stuff as soon as baseball started picking up, and that kind of took away from this. But it is something I enjoy watching these guys and commentating with you guys.
Exactly. I've had a blast doing this. I mean, I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I was given the opportunity this season to commentate alongside you and Swamp. I was supposed to be able to stream these on my own and not bother you, Gator, but I thank you for taking that over, as I believe 2 to go.
Yeah, you've definitely sapped me of all of my free time there, Jim. As we have about a lap and a half left here in the Truck Series season finale.
I don't know for sure. Is it a lap left?
Yeah, we're coming to the white flag here. Decent House is going to take the white flag. We'll cycle back up to him. There he is, has taken the white flag. Next flag will end this race. Decent House cruising to his, I believe this is his second win of the season? Maybe his third?
Either second or third. I don't know.
One of the two, but it looks like he's going to cruise to victory here tonight. But he's not going to be the main focal point as he rounds turn 4 for the last time this season. And he's going to take the checkered flag here at Las Vegas. But behind him, here comes Jaw, 21-31. Going to come to the checkered flag, who looks to be out of gas, maybe.
No,
or is he just stopping at the line?
He's trolling.
Jaw, 21-31, comes to the checkered flag. He's going to claim the first ever North American E-Racing League Truck Series Championship tonight. Jaw, your winner here out of everybody. Congratulations to you. What a great season out of that 27 driver.
A little bit of humor out of him at the end there, just slowing down and just coasting. Maybe a little Lightning McQueen action across the start-finish line there.
Teased us all there.
just teasing everybody here in the booth and in the race.
To round out your top 4 drivers for the championship, Keenitz comes home in 4th position, so he'll be P2 in the championship. Moffitt comes home 6th, finishing P3, and Marksman in 7th will be P4 in the final standings. But Jaw, your champion here tonight. Jim, if you want to get him back in the party, do I need to suggest him again?
Nah, I got him. Man, that was an exciting race. People are giving Jaw some runs for his money, but at the end, that long run speed, man, Jaw had it.
That was an exciting race all throughout. Had lots of dramatic moments. And here's Jaw, your inaugural Truck Series champion. Jaw, you had to overcome a lot during that race, but you claimed the inaugural title here for the Truck Series in the NARL. How you feeling, man?
Pretty good. Not the way I wanted to do it. I don't know. I let him back by and passed him clean, so I guess it works out.
Yeah, a little bit of contact between you and Keenitz there. You let him back by, and then you ended up passing him clean and driving away there towards the end of the race. Early there in stage 3, though, you found yourself in a little bit of trouble, got put in the wall a couple times, and really had to fight your way back up through most, if not all, of the field with some damage. So how were you able to get your truck fast enough, even with damage, to be able to pull that off?
Yeah, that damage was not the play. I think if I didn't have it, I could have caught up decent and maybe contested for the win. I was gaining on him at the end there, but it was pretty tough to get back into second.
Yeah, well, you were the favorite almost all season long at every track we went to. Picked up 6 wins. You won the regular season championship, and here you are in the regular season finale at Vegas, clinching the first ever Truck Series championship. Congratulations to you, and I'll be getting with you here in the next couple days, week or two here before the next season starts on what you take home for your winnings here.
All right.
for the championship. But joining me in the booth, I've got Big Jim and Swamp as always. So Swamp, I'll let you go first. What kind of question you got for our inaugural champion here in the Truck Series?
What?
I don't know what Swamp just did.
I wasn't ready to go first. I'm making the process, but I'm back. We're good to go here.
Okay, well, go ahead, Swamp.
Joe, so, I wanted to ask, knowing that you were the favorite tonight and that you've been fast all year, did it seem to add a little bit of extra pressure going into this race?
Yeah, it was pretty. I guess it did add a little bit of pressure because I knew anything could happen, which it did happen, and I had to claw back and get ahead of Kienitz and get the win, or the title, I guess.
All right, Big Jim, what kind of question you got for our champ tonight?
Man, first off, congratulations on winning the championship. I know it's a huge feat in any series in this league, so congratulations first and foremost. My question for you is, I know you can't drink anything alcoholic, but is there anything that you would drink tonight? I know Jagboy's a big fan of Mountain Dew. How about you?
Well, if I had it, I would have an Arizona, but I don't.
Oh, Arizona. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we might just have to give you an Arizona, courtesy
Is
of
that
the
a little bit
NARL.
Are you trolling Kid Keenan's there with that?
No.
Oh man.
All right, Joe, I got a couple more questions. With about 4 to 5 to go, you had a really scary moment with a lap truck. Lieutenant Dangles looked like he hit the wall right in front of you coming out of turn 4. How are you able to avoid him? Because that surely would have ended your hopes at a title there.
I was just holding my line and hoping he wouldn't stay in the middle of the track, to be honest.
Because that would have made me pucker up really good. But a really nervous moment for you. You cruised to second place tonight. Is there anything you could have done to get to Decent House to win here this evening?
Not hit the wall and get damage. And I would probably hit at the same time as he did, but my long run car was very good at that final part.
All right, we've got one viewer question for you from You Already Heard. He wants to know if the damage helped your truck, maybe on a long run due to it maybe tightening it up a little bit, or did it hurt you too much?
If anything, it made me looser because on that final run there, when I repaired the car, I didn't even get loose at all. I was perfect.
All right, well there you got it, Joe. It actually loosened his truck a little bit. Well,
All right, I have one more question for
Okay.
our champion here. I'm sorry. It has to do with the Pro League. Are you going to be trying out for the Pro League once again next time it goes?
I might. I mean, it's not my main priority, to be honest. I don't really care.
All right.
All right, well, Jaw, now's the time. You got all the time in the world here to shout out whoever you want to shout out for your Truck Series title here tonight.
I'd like to shout out K-Bart, Joe, Avenged, Allstate, Kienitz, Mr. Williams, Kelvin, Big Jim, Ronnie, Swamp Ass.
Okay, buddy. Okay. All right.
All right, Jaw. Well, like I said, I'll be getting with you here in the coming days and before the next season starts to get with you on what you've won for the Truck Series Championship. But I just want to say congratulations once again. You have become the NARL's inaugural Truck Series champion. So congratulations to you, my friend.
Thank you.
Congrats, Joe.
Yeah, congrats, man.
All right, Jim, if you want to get Decent House in here, we'll get a winner interview from him.
Yes, our race winner.
Yeah.
Sometimes we forget these things.
Let's see if
After
you'll
all
join
the
the party.
festivities for our champion.
Yep.
There we go. He is invited.
Wait for him to join. But that 27 truck was just on rails tonight. Fastest truck ended up winning the championship, I think. And I don't know what Keenitz or Moffitt or Marksman could have done to, I don't know, been able to beat that 27 tonight.
A lot of guys just ran into trouble of maybe not their own doing, but trouble that put them back on track position.
As we just talked to our champion, now we're talking to our race winner here tonight. Decent House winning the season finale here tonight at Las Vegas. How you feeling on your victory?
Feeling pretty good on the victory. Just wish I had a little more to claim there. I think if I was in the championship four, it'd be a different story. It was a fun race though. It was a good time, and yeah, I just hit strategy right. The truck was good, and yeah, I like Vegas, so it was a good time.
You ended the season on a high note, a momentum heading into NASCAR Heat 5 and the NARL's Season 3 by winning Vegas tonight, your third victory of the season. What kind of momentum does this give for you for next season, and what are your plans? Do you think you're going to stay here in the trucks, or would you like to go race up there with those Xfinity or Cup boys?
Well, I mean, it all depends on, once the game goes live and how I can drive the Xfinity cars, because I'll be honest, I'm terrible on Heat 4 in the Xfinity cars. So trucks is looking like a good option. Running one night a week's nice, but I'll leave the door open and see how the Xfinity series is on the new game and go from there, just seeing if I like it or not.
All right, I've got a fan question here in the chat from Jagboy. Not really a serious question, but he wants to know if you like Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I'll drink it. I'll drink anything with caffeine in it, man.
There you go, Jack. He'll drink anything.
I prefer rowdy energy. I prefer rowdy energy, though.
Oh yeah, I know that. He's a big KBM and Kyle Busch fan, so I'm not surprised by that one bit. But as always, I got Jim and Swamp here in the booth. I let Swamp go first last time. So Jim, what kind of a question you got for our season finale winner here tonight?
Yeah, Decent House, congratulations on the win. I know that you weren't part of the championship four. I was talking in the broadcast that if you were racing with us the entire season, you would have been one of the playoff guys and possibly would have been our champion. But other than that, I mean, my question for you, NASCAR Heat 5, you think it's going to be good or bad?
Or the same.
Or the exact same, yep.
Well, everything we've been given so far, it just looks like they pasted a NASCAR Heat 5 logo on a Heat 4 gameplay.
Woohoo!
So,
all right.
We'll see.
New paint schemes, boys.
We'll see what it's like. I just hope the servers are a little better. I saw a ton of people been lagging out lately, and I think maybe they threw in a towel in this game, but yeah, just
last night.
I heard about it. It's pretty rough. So, but I just wanted to real quick give a shout out to Jaw, and he's well deserving champion and hell of a racer on here, and all the other four that were in it, everybody put on a good show, and stage one was pretty wild. I was trying to race hard, race clean, but then also keep in mind that those guys were going for something bigger, and just trying to give as much room as I can, and just happened to get out ahead of those guys in stage early parts of stage 3, and strategy kind of just fell into my hands, but yeah, big shout out to those guys, and congrats again to Jaws. So it was fun.
Yeah. All right, Swamp, you're up. Your turn.
So we know it's been well documented that you thought you would be a championship contender tonight.
Where are you going with this?
Easy here. Do you think, or did it add a little bit of maybe just extra motivation, kind of chip on your shoulder for tonight that you weren't in the final four just due to joining halfway through the season?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it was a chip, man. I just come out here and have fun and try to race people with the respect that I get, and if I'm fast, I'm fast. If I struggle, then I struggle. As my two Xfinity starts haven't been the greatest, and and I just, there's certain tracks that fit my driving style better than others, and the trucks fit my driving style, and I don't know. The extra motivation, not really. I mean, I wanted to, I don't think I have to make a point that I, can win in this series. It's just, no, I don't have any extra motivation for this race in particular. Just come out and put on a show. That's what racers do, and that's what you have to have the mentality on a racing video game, I feel like. So, yeah, that's what I got for you.
All right, decent.
10-4. Well, congrats on a good season.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We let you get on out of here. Is there anybody you want to shout out before you go celebrate with everybody?
Yeah, I'll shout out once again. I'll shout out my wife for letting me do this every Tuesday night and not getting too mad about it. And
yeah, that's a big shout out. I got to thank mine too.
and shout out to you guys for doing this. I mean, this is fun. I wish I would have found this league sooner and been able to contend for the championship. But yeah, just shout out to my teammate Kev Brogod, and yeah, we'll keep clicking some practice times on Heat 5 and get better at that, and hopefully come into the league with a vengeance.
All right. Well, there you have it. Your race winner here tonight, Decent House, who has proven that he's not just a decent house, he is a mansion here in the North American E-Racing League with his third victory of the season. And we hope to see you back for Season 3. And congratulations once again.
All right, thanks. Hey, one more thing. Since I won this race, I think I get dibs on Rowdy Bush in a 51 truck if I stay in trucks next year.
Oh, boy, there we go. All right, well, we will find out here in early August if Decent House ends up back here in the truck series and if he stays in that 51. So
all right.
We'll
Thanks,
find
guys.
out here in the next month. So congratulations, bud. We'll catch you later.
All right, thank you.
All right, Jim, if you want to, if you're in for it, I'm down for one more interview. Maybe get Keenitz up in here.
Sure can. Error has occurred. Great. Thanks.
Uh-oh.
Got that hillbilly internet. Gotta love it. All right, there we go. He is invited.
All right, let's see if he joins here.
He might have informed us that if he was not receiving an invite, he was going to smash some alcoholic beverages. So,
well, he may join in a little bit tipsy already. So
Maybe add him on Discord.
Yeah, we're going to find out here pretty shortly if he joins the party.
If he joins.
I'll wait another minute or two. I'll tag him real quick.
I think now would be a pretty good time to say that it was a fun time watching these trucks this season. We experimented with something new this season. Didn't have it in Season 1, but Season 2 we had the Ganders RV and Outdoor Truck Series, and I'd say it went pretty well. I had a fun time watching them race.
There he is, as we are now joined by your championship runner-up here tonight, K. Keenitz 22. Just want to say congratulations on your runner-up finish tonight, and what else would it have taken to outrun that 27 to the line here this evening at Vegas?
A different adjustment on that last run and a touch of 704 servers, I think, because Jaw was in an absolute different zip code. Same with Decent House. So
yeah, we kind of brought it up with Jaw during his interview, but he found some adversity early in the final stage, which I'm sure, being the rival to him that you are, that you'd love to see him get maybe door into the wall and put towards the back of their field. How were you feeling about your chances at that moment in time, and how did you play that out in your mind here in the final stage?
Well, when I had a fairly sizable lead ahead of, I think it was third or fourth at the time, but then I just stopped pushing as hard as I was initially, which was a mistake. But oh well, congratulations to Jaw. He earned it for sure. He pulled away by like 7 seconds after that last pit stop, so good lord.
All right, well, Well, nothing to hang your head about. You made the championship 4. You're a Cup Series winner. You have yet to find victory lane here in the trucks, but I know that's coming here next season. There's no way you're going to stay out of victory lane, I feel like. But nothing to hang your head about. Coming home, P4 tonight, P2 in the championship. So congratulations and good run tonight.
Thank you.
I am joined in the booth by your FBGM teammates. Swamp, I'll let you go first this time.
Yeah, Keenan, you had a really solid season, all season. Do you believe there's anything else you done there towards the end there, or was it pretty much set in stone once Moffitt got into you there and you watched Jaw sail away?
Oh, Moffitt didn't get into me. He got loose, and I just came out of the corner slow because I saw him getting loose, and I just didn't want to jeopardize any chance I had, and so he definitely didn't hit me at all, for sure. He was just holding on to it, and I just happened to be there. But I made an adjustment to tighten it up to try and make up some time on the back end, but that did not work because I lost just so much on the front end in the middle of the run. So a different adjustment, and I don't know. I started getting frustrated and pushing a little too hard at the end as well once I realized that adjustment didn't work. So
Yeah.
All right, Big Jim, you're up.
Yeah, man. Like Gator said, nothing to hold your hat or nothing to be ashamed about tonight. It was quite a fight that you had with Jaw and Marksman and everyone up there. So congratulations on the season you had. Didn't really get a win, but you were super consistent all season long, and it was fun to watch.
thank you, Jim.
All right.
My question. My question for you actually doesn't have to do with the race, but I know that you and Wasted worked together to sort of manage the truck series. Is there anything you'd like to say about your trucks?
It was a fun series. I mean, we had guys in there that are obviously very experienced, and there were some other guys that were fresh to league racing, and I mean, certain tracks you can definitely notice that. I mean, guys that race often, they got their tracks they're good at, and just like, I'll use Decent House as an example. If he was there the whole season, it was going to come down to him and Jaw because they're just fast just about anywhere you go. But shout out to Wasted for helping me, for running the series, and shout out to Gator for inviting me to help assist with that. So it was a lot of fun. The trucks are probably my favorite series to run just because they're fun to drive and everybody's pretty equal, and it really shows the talent of the drivers because you don't have quite as much power as the Cup cars, and they are bricks to drive at most tracks. So it was a lot of fun. It was a long season for sure, but not near as long as the Cup Series, as I'm sure you guys know.
Twice as many races.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad I'm not in that. This once a week is good, especially for working everything right now. So, but it was a lot of fun. So shout out Wasted and the whole front office and for everything they do, and the co-owners for sure.
All right.
The NARL is fantastic. So
I've got a few more questions here. A lot of them fan questions and a couple of personal ones here from me.
Oh, God.
But
right.
Kay Bartles is in the chat. He wants to know, why did you lose?
Well, I didn't have enough corn cob power under my hood. Needed one of those Busch Latte cans up in the up under the hood there with the corn on it. So.
All right, I got you already heard. He wants to know what beverage will make you forget tonight.
I'm about to hammer about 6 or 7 crisp cold Bud Lights right now.
All right, and kind of a more serious one from Kyle Bartles. He wants to know, did you think about pitting earlier than Jaw in Stage 3?
I thought about cutting it in half. That was kind of my strategy from the beginning of the stage, and once I saw Jaw come in, it was close enough to where I knew that was my target, and so once I saw him come in, I figured if I make the adjustment that I thought was going to work, which clearly did not, I was going to be able to stick with him, maybe catch him, and use his draft to not wear out my stuff as much. So.
All right. And my question, what are your off-season plans? I know it's going to be a much-needed break for a lot of these guys in the league here. So you got any plans for this next month or so off?
Stay coronavirus-free. See if Heat 5 is worth buying. Hit some dingers. Drink some beer.
All right. Well, there you have it from our championship runner-up tonight. Kay Keenitz, 22, your Truck Series assistant for this season, who, I don't know, maybe some rumors have it that he might be getting moved up.
Stop it. No.
We'll see. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to find out what happens with Kay Keenitz for season 3 here in the North American E-Racing League. But once again, congratulations on your the season that you've put together. And anybody you want to shout out before we let you get on out of here and go celebrate with your team?
Definitely shout out to FBGM for sure. I mean, we all help each other with practice sessions, and I know Lewis has helped me quite a bit with that, and Swamp has as well, and so, same with Jim and Ball Stick.
I knew that was going to happen.
Oops. But we all help each other out for sure, if getting lobbies started to practice and whatnot. So shout out to those guys. Shout out to the NARL and like I said, the front office and the co-owners. So shout out to all you guys as well, and the broadcasters. You guys make this fun to go back and rewatch all the races and whatnot. So,
all right. Well, there you got it. P4 tonight, season runner-up. Kay Keenitz, 22. Congratulations. We'll catch you later, bud.
Thank you.
All right, Jim and Swamp. This brings us to the end of our inaugural North American E-Racing League Truck Series season. So, I guess before we sign off for the last time this season for the trucks, Jim, I guess what was your favorite moment out of this whole season as we look back upon this whole thing that we've just put together, the last 18 races and 3 months? What was your favorite moment?
You might call it a little bit of bias, but it had to be when Lieutenant Dangles got that last spot in the playoffs at Chicagoland. It still boggles my mind. I still don't know how it happened, but I mean, I was going crazy for that one, and there were so many other countless great moments that happened this season. It was really fun watching them alongside you guys.
Definitely, Swamp. I guess same question for you. Out of everything that you've seen this season out of the trucks, what was your favorite moment as we look back?
Yeah, so, the same with Jim. I might be a little biased here, but one of my favorite moments was definitely at Dangles and that crazy last restart at Chicago, and also getting to run with these guys at Eldora. That was fun. For me, I love Eldora. It's not too far from where I live. It's nice to be able to run there.
All right, well, I'm going to have to go with a little bit something different here. I'm going to have to say my favorite moment, even though that Dangles one might be the most dramatic of the season. My favorite moment was Moffitt's win just last week at New Hampshire. What a drag race to the line we saw between him and Jaw, and him winning in the closest finish in North American E-Racing League history by 9 1/1000ths of a second in a truck series. So I'm going to have to say that was my favorite moment this season, and it was quite the season we've had in the trucks. We had, like I said, pre-race, we had some ups, we had some downs. Overall, it was a very successful first season for the Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series here in the North American E-Racing League. We saw all sorts of different winners. We saw all sorts of different talent levels. We saw people improve on the track. We've seen people improve off the track. We've seen a lot of people having fun. And we hope everybody that is tuned in to this Truck Series season has enjoyed the races. We've had some great races. We've had some bad ones. But overall, I mean, I can't ask for anything more. Jim, Swamp, before we sign off, do you got any final thoughts here on this Truck Series season?
I basically said everything I want to say, but if there's anyone else out there that wants to join the NARL, we might have some spots open down in the trucks. Reach out to Gator Mike 89 or KBART, KBART 2020, and get yourself involved with the NARL. We'd love to have you.
Swamp, any final thoughts on your end?
Yeah, it's just been a really fun season. I'm glad I could commentate some with you guys and race some. Really fun season. It's fun watching some of these guys improve throughout the season. So definitely, and like Jim said, might have some openings here. So go ahead and shoot a message over something. However that all works.
Yeah, definitely. If you're interested in if you're interested in joining the North American E-Racing League, like Jim said, just hit up myself, Gator Mike 89, or KBART20, KBART 20. And we'll be looking for some newer drivers to start Season 3 with. So if you're interested, definitely hit us up. But what a great season we had here in the Truck Series. But the NARL season is not over just yet. Tomorrow night, the Xfinity Series Championship race, the season finale at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, is happening. We've got 4 more drivers that are looking for a title, 4 drivers looking for their first title in the NARL. So make sure you guys tune in for that at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Maybe a little bit earlier if I decide to do some pre-race interviews again, as I'm going to be calling the race. And once again, on Thursday, the Cup Series season finale at Las Vegas. You've got 4 drivers there as well, all looking for their first Cup Series championship in the North American E-Racing League. So while the Truck Series season is over, we've still got 2 races left in the North American E-Racing League for season number 2. So for everybody watching, we hope you tune in the next 2 nights and check out the action. And for everybody that has enjoyed watching the Truck Series, we thank you for tuning in each and every Tuesday night. And we hope you enjoyed it, and we thank you for tuning in, and we appreciate your support. So for Swamp Fox, Big Jim, myself, I'm Gator Mike 89. Thank you once again. Last time, Truck Series, signing out. All my gnarly ones. We'll see you in August for Truck Series Season 2. And we'll catch you guys later.